Am I wrong for telling my husband, who is 39 years old, that I want a divorce after finding out he and our 20-year-old babysitter are in constant contact and having sleepovers? My husband, who is 39, and I, who am 36, have been together for 12 years and married for nearly 7. We have 2 children together, a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old daughter. We have a really good life, and my husband is great in every way. He is extremely kind and good to me. He is an even better father. He has never so much as called me a name or raised his voice. Within the last few months, I started noticing somewhat odd interactions between him and our longtime babysitter, who is 20. My gut was telling me something was off, and it's never steered me wrong in the past. For some background, I have known our sitter since I was a teen and she was a child, as she was my next-door neighbor, and her parents are still neighbors with my parents. Our sitter attends college in a neighboring state. My family and children are extremely close with the sitter and her family. My kids love her, and she loves them. She accompanies us to community activities and also spends time with us at our home whenever she is home from school, whether it's summer, holidays, or long weekends. Now, on to the red flags. I knew my husband and our sitter texted occasionally, and didn't mind because I thought it was infrequent and assumed it was always the sitter initiating the messages. She also occasionally texts me and also texts my husband and me in a 3-way message. My family and I have long suspected she has a crush on my husband. However, that doesn't bother me as I trust him, I'm confident, and my sitter is young and immature. Also, not to be rude, but as far as your stereotypical beauty standards go, I am far more attractive than she is. A few months ago, I started noticing that she knew things that had happened within my family, such as spats between my sisters, etc. I asked her how she knew about them, and she responded that my husband was texting her when it happened. I found that to be really strange and somewhat inappropriate. Next, there were 2 nights recently where she spent the night to spend time with the kids. Again, she loves them, while I was working an overnight. I learned afterward that the 2 of them stayed up watching movies together into the night after putting our kids to sleep. Maybe not so strange? My husband never initiates hanging out with me after the kids go to bed. We usually sleep separately, each with one of our kids, because they love co-sleeping. We are aware we need to break that habit, but I'm being honest for the sake of this story. So I'm immediately hurt that he is staying up late and watching movies with our sitter and doesn't do the same with me. I also find it really strange and inappropriate. Last Sunday, my son was watching Netflix on my husband's phone, and I saw a message come in from the sitter. I take the phone and tap on it. Prior to this, I have never ever looked or wanted to look through anyone's phone other than my own. But my gut had been telling me that something is up, so I looked. I scrolled back a ways and saw that they were texting a lot. Sometimes about the kids, but usually not. It was consistent messaging on almost a daily basis, if not daily. They both initiated conversation with varying topics. He texts her more frequently than he does me, say when I'm gone 9 to 36 hours a day at work. I found this constant communication to be super concerning and not okay for a married man to be engaging with a 20-year-old female, 20 years his junior. Never mind the power imbalance at play in a situation like this, given the age gap and the fact that we regularly employ her and supplement her income. I confronted him right away, and his excuse was that she is family. She is my friend. I thought you text her all the time. Nothing has happened. Nope, didn't accept his dumbass response. I asked him if one of his married friends were to be interacting with their babysitter like this, if he thought it was okay. He said no. I asked if he thought their wives would be okay. He said no. I let him know that I want to separate and live separately. He of course did not want this. Part of me thinks financials play a role as I make 3 times what he makes, and he could not live in this expensive city without my income. Tough. I haven't spoken to him in 3 days and have made it a point to be working or at my mom's with the kids so I don't have to see him. He has been messaging me, but I've barely responded. I would love and really appreciate some outside perspective. Am I wrong for ending it over this? Am I overreacting? Drop your thoughts in the comments.